Hi everyone. So today we are going to take a look at second question in Leetcode top interview 150 questions. Let's go through the definition. So it basically says that we are given an integer array nums and then we are also given an integer value and we have to remove all of the occurrences of that particular value in the array and we need to do this in place. Basically in place means we can't use extra space here. The order of element may change and we have to return an integer value k. So k is basically the number of element present in nums which are not equal to value. Well, once we form that particular correct array, we can just return it and the number as well. So basic solution is we create an extra array and we collect all of the elements which are not equal to well and then put them at the first, and then remaining element we can push at the end. We also will count how many such numbers were there which were not equal to well, and that number we can return here. But in that particular case, we are using extra space here. We are trying to create an extra array and then try to collect all of the elements which were not equal to well. So a better solution we need to find, and let's try to go through that. So let me just add vector header file here and namespace as well. So at the end we have to iterate all over the array at least for once. So let's just do that first. Now we will every element which is not equal to well, if current number is not equal to well, we will pick it and we will put it at the front. Now basically for that we need to put an pointer here as well. So let's just create that. So it will be front pointer, and by putting it front means we will swap it with the number at front to the number which is present at current index, and this way we will put the number which is not equal to well at the front. Now once we do that, we need to increment our front pointer as well so that we can replace the next element. So we will do it here, and then once we apply this logic to all of the elements, our front pointer will be pointing to the last element which is equal to well. So we can return it here. Now let's try to dry run it on our first example itself. 3 2 2 3, and the value which we need to remove is 3. Now in first iteration, or let's just say in first if statement execution, our I is pointing to this value and our front pointer is also pointing to this value. Let's call it like this. Now we will see that our num set I, basically 3, is actually equal to 3. So we will not do any of the swapping and we will just increment from here. Now our front pointer is still pointing to it, but our I will start pointing to this number. Now we will check if our current number is equal to well or not. In this particular case, it is not equal to well. So what we will do, we will perform a swap operation. And after swap, it will become 2, 3, 2 and 3, right? And we will also increase our front pointer. So our front pointer will start pointing to this number here. Now this number. So let me just copy paste it. Now our I will also increment by 1 and it will start pointing to this number. Now once we start pointing to this number, we will again check here whether our I is pointing to a value which is equal to well or not. So we will see that it's not equal to 3. So we will perform another swap operation, and in this particular case it will become 2, 3 and we will increment front pointer as well. Now this is our final array, current array, and let me just put it here. Now our I will also increment and start pointing to this element, and here we will check whether our current element is equal to val or not, but in this particular case it is equal to val. We will skip these operations. Then we will return this particular index, so it's 3, not 3, 2, 0, 1 and 2, so we will return 2. And you can see that all of the elements which were before this particular front pointer are not equal to 3. So let's try to submit this solution now. And you can see test cases are accepted, so let me just try to submit it and accept it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next question.